fix it. The squad's very, very healthy. It just needs that final layer, I think, in attacking positions.
But this is what's added to frustration, because I think we can all see that, you know, go and get a striker, and we haven't really done that. And a lot of people kind of like don't understand why. Why haven't we done that? Why haven't we just got that final ingredient? Because we've got a great defence, got a great midfield. The attack is good, but it just lacks that killer. And then you sort of see it exposed more when Saka's not there.
Yeah, I mean...
Hello, Gunners. Welcome to your trusted source for all things Arsenal, Gunner News London. A huge thank you to all our amazing supporters for helping this channel grow. Your loyalty means the world to us, and we're here to keep you updated with the latest Arsenal news, insights, and more. Let's dive into today's action. Will Mikel Arteta make a serious push for a world-class striker? One name that continues to dominate the headlines is Victor Osimhen. The Nigerian forward has been linked with a move to the Emirates, and fresh reports suggest Arsenal could make a serious attempt to bring him in before the window closes. But is this move realistic? How would he fit into Arteta's system? And, of course, the million-dollar question. Can Arsenal afford him? In this video, we'll dive into everything you need to know about the potential Osimhen move, analyze his impact on Arsenal's attack, and explore the backup options the club might consider if they miss out on the Nigerian striker. Plus, we'll discuss the injury worries that have recently plagued key players like Bukayo Saka and William Saliba. These injuries could shape Arsenal's transfer decisions and their title hopes moving forward. Stick with us for all the latest updates on Arsenal's transfer plans, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis.
So I think that's what kind of led to a bit of the overreaction. But listen, I still think Arsenal, we're well placed, we're in a good positions in everything. We're still not even out of that League Cup game, even though we're 2-0 down. A month is a long time in football. You never know what could happen. But I do feel in this transfer market, we have to go and do something. With Saka out, the team needs freshening up a bit in attack.
James?
This season, Arsenal's attack has relied heavily on contributions from wide players like Saka and Martinelli, as well as midfielders like Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. While that system has worked to some extent, there have been too many occasions where a true poacher in the box was missing. A player who can take half chances, dominate defenders physically, and deliver goals on a consistent basis. That's why the club is now in the market for an elite forward, and Osimhen fits that profile perfectly. Victor Osimhen is no stranger to transfer rumors. The Nigerian international has been one of the most talked about strikers in European football over the past few seasons. Currently contracted to Napoli, Osimhen has been a key figure for the Italian club, helping them secure the Serie A title last season. However, his future has been the subject of intense speculation, and now, with his loan spell at Galatasaray, the door might be open for a potential move. Osimhen's record speaks for itself. He has been one of the most prolific strikers in Europe, consistently delivering goals with his combination of pace, power, and lethal finishing. At just 26 years old, he is entering the prime of his career, making him an even more attractive prospect for clubs looking to secure a long-term solution up front. However, his current situation is complex. He is on loan at Galatasaray, but reports indicate that Napoli would be open to selling him if the right offer comes along. There is also a unique clause in his loan agreement that could allow him to leave if a top club like Arsenal expresses serious interest. That means Arsenal could make a move this January, but they will have to act fast if they want to beat the competition. While the opportunity to sign Osimhen is there, it won't come without its fair share of challenges. First and foremost, there's the price tag. Napoli are known for being tough negotiators, and if Arsenal want to bring Osimhen to the Emirates, they will likely have to break their transfer record. Reports suggest that Napoli would demand a fee in excess of £100 million, which is a huge investment for any club, especially in the middle of the season. Then, there's the competition. Arsenal are not the only team interested in Osimhen. Other top European clubs, including Chelsea, Manchester United, and Paris Saint-Germain, are all keeping a close eye on his situation. If a bidding war ensues, the price could skyrocket, making it even harder for Arsenal to get a deal over the line. Another factor to consider is whether Osimhen himself would be open to a move at this stage of the season. While Arsenal are a highly attractive destination, he may prefer to see out his loan spell at Galatasaray before making a decision about his long-term future in the summer. While Osimhen is undoubtedly the dream target, Arsenal are not putting all their eggs in one basket. The club is actively exploring other striker options in case a move for the Nigerian forward proves too difficult to complete. Names like Alexander Isak, Victor Osimhen, and even Marcus Rashford have been mentioned as potential alternatives. Alexander Isak, currently playing for Newcastle, is a dynamic and versatile forward with Premier League experience. He fits Arsenal's style of play and has already shown his quality in England's top flight. Victor Osimhen, who has been making waves in Portugal with Sporting CP, is another exciting option. He is strong, quick, and clinical in front of goal. Then there's Marcus Rashford. Although a move for the Manchester United star seems unlikely, his situation at Old Trafford remains uncertain, and Arsenal could pounce if the opportunity arises. Whichever route Arsenal choose, it's clear that the club is serious about adding a top-quality striker before the window closes. Arsenal fans are understandably excited and anxious about the club's transfer plans. The team is in a great position in the league, and securing a world-class striker could be the final piece of the puzzle in their quest for silverware this season. Signing Osimhen would send a huge statement to the rest of the league. It would show that Arsenal are not just aiming for a top-4 finish, but are serious about winning the Premier League. However, even if they don't land Osimhen, bringing in a quality forward will be essential to maintaining their momentum in the second half of the campaign. Bukayo Saka. Over the past few seasons, the young English winger has been Arsenal's most electrifying attacker, a player who can turn a game on its head with his speed, dribbling, and eye for goal. Saka embodies everything great about modern wingers. He's direct, confident, and incredibly consistent in front of goal. Whether it's cutting inside from the right flank to unleash a powerful shot or delivering pinpoint crosses for his teammates, Saka has become the heartbeat of Arsenal's attack. However, injuries have taken their toll. After carrying niggling fitness concerns for weeks, he suffered a hamstring injury severe enough to require surgery. That means he is set to miss several crucial games, leaving Arsenal with a significant creative void. Without Saka, the team's attack looks far less fluid. Players like Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard have had to shoulder more attacking responsibilities, but neither has truly replicated Saka's ability to create chances and score in key moments. Even Mikel Arteta acknowledged the importance of giving Saka the necessary time to recover. The Arsenal boss reportedly suggested that Saka take a short holiday, not just to aid his physical healing, but also to give him a mental reset. It speaks volumes about how much responsibility Saka carries at such a young age. He's Arsenal's main attacking outlet, their most direct dribbler, and one of the Premier League's top goal contributors. With him missing, Arsenal looks like a different team, and not for the better. While much attention has been on Saka's absence, Arsenal's defensive issues have been just as alarming, largely due to William Saliba's recent hamstring problem. Since breaking into the first team last season, Saliba has been an absolute rock at the back, offering composure, strength, and excellent ball-playing ability. His presence has transformed Arsenal's defense from shaky and unreliable to one of the most solid in the league. Saliba's absence was most felt in the 2-2 draw against Aston Villa. The Gunners had looked comfortable with a 2-goal lead, but without Saliba organizing the backline, they conceded 2 avoidable goals. Mikel Arteta admitted after the game that he was very worried about Saliba's condition, and the stats back up his importance. Since the start of the 2022-23 season, Arsenal has conceded just 0.8 goals per game when Saliba is playing. When he's missing, that number jumps to 1.7 goals per game. That's a drastic difference, and it shows how much Arsenal's defensive structure depends on him. Saliba's strength isn't just in his tackling or aerial ability. It's his calmness on the ball, his ability to read the game, and his presence that instills confidence in those around him. Without him, Arsenal's defense looks nervous, and gaps appear that opponents are quick to exploit. For a team hoping to challenge for the Premier League title, losing a defensive anchor like Saliba is a massive problem that Arteta will need to address immediately. Unfortunately for Arsenal, Saka and Saliba aren't the only players on the injury list. Gabriel Jesus, a crucial part of Arsenal's attacking setup, has also struggled with recurring fitness issues. His anterior cruciate ligament injury earlier in the season already set him back, and minor setbacks have kept him from reaching his best form consistently. A fully fit Jesus brings dynamism and sharp movement that makes Arsenal's attack far more unpredictable. Without him, the team often struggles to find the cutting edge needed to break down compact defenses. Defensively, the situation isn't much better. Ben White and Takahiro Tomiyasu have also had fitness concerns, further limiting Arteta's options at the back. When Saliba is missing, Arsenal needs these players to step up, but injuries have robbed the squad of the necessary depth to cope effectively. These issues expose a major problem: squad depth. While Arsenal's first-choice 11 is strong enough to compete at the highest level, the backup options don't always match the required quality. In a league as demanding as the Premier League, injuries are inevitable, and right now, Arsenal is struggling to adapt when their best players are unavailable. Arsenal's recent results highlight the impact of these injuries. The 2-2 draw against Aston Villa was a prime example of how the team is struggling without key players. Despite taking an early lead and dominating large portions of the game, lapses in concentration allowed Villa to claw their way back. Thomas Partey's mistake in the midfield led directly to Villa's equalizer, a moment that Paul Merson later criticized as a schoolboy error. These mistakes are becoming more frequent, and they're costing Arsenal valuable points. With those dropped points, Arsenal now finds itself 6 points behind league leaders Liverpool. That gap may not seem insurmountable, but every game counts in a title race. If Arsenal continues to falter without their key players, they risk falling further behind, making it even tougher to stay in contention. So, how does Arsenal fix this problem? One immediate solution is to reinforce the squad in the January transfer window. Reports suggest that Arteta is keen on signing a new striker to help ease the burden on the attack, but defensive reinforcements may be just as important. Without Saliba, Arsenal's defensive vulnerabilities are clear, and bringing in an additional center-back could help prevent further damage. Beyond just new signings, Arteta needs to manage his squad carefully. Rotation will be key in preventing more injuries, and Arsenal must find ways to share the workload more effectively. The team cannot afford to rely too heavily on a handful of players. Depth and adaptability will be crucial if they want to stay competitive on multiple fronts. At the end of the day, injuries are part of football, but Arsenal's recent struggles have highlighted just how reliant they are on a few key players. The absence of Bukayo Saka and William Saliba has made a massive difference, and unless Arsenal finds a way to adapt, their title challenge could be. William Saliba's recent injury has thrown Arsenal's defense into turmoil, and fans are understandably on edge. Just hours before their critical match against Aston Villa, Saliba reported discomfort, forcing him out of the squad. This wasn't a minor issue. It was a major blow. Arsenal's defense, solid with Saliba at its core, looked exposed without him. The result, a frustrating 2-2 draw, which underlined just how crucial the French defender is to the team's overall structure. Mikel Arteta's concerns were evident post-match. For sure we are worried, especially with the numbers we have in the squad and looking at our bench. Very worried, he admitted. Saliba's consistency and leadership have made him an integral part of Arsenal's backline. The big question now is whether this is a short-term issue or serious setback that could sideline him for an extended period, shaking Arsenal's title ambitions. What makes Saliba's injury even more concerning is that he has rarely struggled with injuries in the past. He's been a dependable figure, one that Arsenal could count on to anchor their defense. So when he reported discomfort significant enough to miss a match, it raised questions about the severity of the issue. The uncertainty is never a good sign, especially for a club in the midst of a title race. Arsenal's defensive record with Saliba on the pitch speaks for itself. The team concedes fewer goals, looks more organized, and has better control. Without him, the defense falters, mistakes creep in, and the opposition has more opportunities. His presence gives Arsenal confidence, but his absence leaves a noticeable void. This vulnerability was evident in the Aston Villa match, where defensive lapses led to goals Arsenal wouldn't typically concede with Saliba in the lineup. Looking back at last season, when Saliba was injured toward the end of the campaign, Arsenal's title push was significantly derailed. their defense collapsed without him, and they dropped points in crucial matches. If his current injury turns out to be long-term, Arsenal could find themselves in a similar position, putting pressure on Arteta and the squad to respond. Arteta has limited options to fill the gap left by Saliba. He could move Jurrien Timber into central defense, though he's primarily been a fullback, or shift Thomas Partey from midfield, weakening that area. Gabriel Magalhaes or Jakub Kiwior could also step up, but neither offers the same composure as Saliba. Tactical adjustments will be necessary, but none of these solutions are ideal. As injuries continue to plague key players like Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka, and Ben White, Arsenal's squad depth will be tested. The question is, can they cope with these setbacks? With the transfer window closing, Arteta may need to act fast, either by trusting his squad or seeking reinforcements. If Saliba's injury is long-term, Arsenal's ambition to stay in the title race will depend on how quickly Arteta can adjust. The transfer window could provide an opportunity to strengthen, particularly in attack, where rumors about Victor Osimhen persist. Only time will tell if Arsenal can secure the striker they need. With the clock ticking on the transfer window and Saliba's recovery uncertain, all eyes are on Arsenal's next steps. The coming weeks will be crucial in determining the team's fate this season. Stay tuned for the latest updates, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Arsenal news.